What's the expectations?
Again, I'm expecting. The only thing I'm hoping is that we score a goal. That's it. So we got.
I don't care if they put 5, as long as we can put 1.
I don't even care. I don't. I honestly, it's got to that stage where you don't even care. I just want to see a goal. So our goal of the season isn't freaking something from the goal of the month isn't from the training ground.
Spartans, what is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz of the Round Table discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy, The Truth, with me. How are you doing, sir?
All good, man. All good.
Considering, obviously what happened in the weekend, but it was expected. I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's the joke. The joke is I'm actually not disappointed, but a lot of people, Chelsea fans must have been disappointed, but we were there for the taking. That should have been 4-5-0, man.
No, it should have, but I don't think Chelsea got out of first gear, to be honest. I think they were comfortable, but I think The Truth is delighted because Arsenal are up 1-0 against West Brom.
I'm not delighted, fam. I want Arteta out. Not as in I'm championing him for him to get out, but the only way he's going to get out is if he loses games. So, and this competition don't mean anything for us because eventually we don't take it seriously enough. So it's just a waste of time, to be honest. It's a waste of time to me. It's a waste of time. Like if we were actually taken seriously, then yeah, but we're not going to take it seriously. We're going to use it for fitness. Then come what? 3rd, 4th round, I'm going to start playing like some, even though we're not in Europe, we're going to start playing some our 3rd strings and then go out. There's no point. Either take it seriously or, you can't play Kolasinac in this tournament and think you're taking it seriously.
Oh my days, bro. I thought you got kidnapped, to be honest, bro. After that thing with Ozil, to be honest, I didn't know he was still at Arsenal football.
Neither did I, I thought he was gone. I don't know what he's doing there.
I think they said he's on his way to Fenerbahce still.
If he's on his way to Fenerbahce, he wouldn't be playing today because he might risk injury. So I don't know what's going on.
No, people, but we are going to dive into Arsenal and talk about them because obviously there was a big game over the weekend. But as usual, it is footy talk. We're going to be giving you all the up-to-date gossip about what is currently going on in the football world. This won't be just Prem related. We're going to go because there's a big story going on right now that we need to speak about.
Crazy story.
Before we start, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get them likes up, get them subscriptions up, tell a friend to tell a friend, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. But we were talking about Arsenal over the weekend, big game, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Chelsea finishing 2-0 victors on the day. Debut goal from Mark Henry, aka the Fat Man, aka
this guy.
Lukaku.
Come off it, man was beasting like he was flipping Thor or something, and man is calling him Mark Henry. You see what he did to Murray?
Bro, that's why I called him Mark Henry, world's strongest man and all that. That's how Lukaku was going on. He was going on like to say he was competing in the world's strongest. The way how man.
I couldn't believe what I saw when I saw the first goal. I don't know if you remember the old pro games when weak defenders would run behind players and they'll just roll over for no reason. It was so embarrassing, man.
It looked like when you had that one big you in your year, bro. And that one small and that one stringy, skinny you. That's what it looked like. Like Lukaku looked like he robbed Murray for his life. That's what it looked like. Man.
Oh man, I was ashamed, man. I was so ashamed.
Oh man, and then obviously Reece James putting it top bins. I didn't know how he had that in his locker, but I rate Reece James highly. For me, he's got to be England's future right back, bruv. Not the other guy who we won't mention on this channel for now. But finished 2-0. Oh, as Arsenal get another goal, Aubameyang again, 2-0. The Carabao Cup challenge is on.
This is the first time in my life here that I'm seeing Arsenal in the second round of the Carabao Cup. That shows how bad it's been.
Yeah, it does actually show how really bad it's been. But
it's crazy.
Truth, it was expected. We expected Arsenal to lose the game. As you said, Chelsea, you were there for the taking. Chelsea didn't get out of first gear. It was child's play, to be honest. You had a spell, first 10 minutes. Oh, just people, FYI, I haven't seen any football. I've only seen highlights of games. So I'm just going on based off what I've heard and what I've seen. But you had a 10-minute spell in the first half, and then the game just fell flat on its head. I don't know where to go, to be honest. I mean, your players still aren't fit. I know Aubameyang was on the bench. Martinelli started. I want to talk about the game specifically, and it's the plan and the tactical awareness of Arteta.
Yeah.
Because we saw what Chelsea were doing. It was open season. That ball was going into Lukaku every single time. Like, they just played it into him. He held it up and then played it off to somebody else. Obviously, Chelsea played the 3-4-3 system. Arsenal were playing, I do believe you're playing 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
What was Arteta's thinking going into this game? Like, what was he trying to achieve? Because it looked very amateur. And when I say that, I mean, it was basic from Chelsea. Play the ball into Lukaku lays it off. That was the game in a nutshell from what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, what was in his thinking when he was doing this, and why did nothing change?
I'm literally gonna tell you because even me, I don't like watching us play no more. I haven't liked watching us play for a long time, but I don't like watching us play no more, so I barely watch us play. But I did watch that game, and it was startling to me how bad we looked. Under Wenger, we were always poor at the back, but going forward, we were always a threat. Like, we would get beaten like 4-1. Sometimes we put out good performances against the big teams. But at least we were always a threat going forward.
Yeah.
For me, we weren't even a threat going forward because there's no plan of attack. There was early warning signs of Reece James getting in behind in that position. There was early warning signs, and the fact that he got an assist and 2 goals from the same thing being totally clear is an issue. Arteta never adjusted, and this is a worrying sign. You cannot be doing that in a big game. You should have told Saka to constantly be looking at this, and there's just no leadership on the pitch. Like, if I'm on that pitch, I was watching the game. And I was saying in my head, as a football guy myself, I'm saying in my head, if I'm on that pitch, if I'm Granit Xhaka, I'm telling Saka to make sure you cover, look at the run. I'm telling Tierney, you don't need to be drawn inside.
Yeah, he was over covering way too much.
Yeah, because yes, Lukaku was there firing the ball to Lukaku and he was holding it up well, but that's all he was doing. It's not like he was turning and spinning and getting shots away. He was just holding it up well. Let him pass it off. Let him pass it off. What you can't do is let one man draw all 4 defenders to you and leave space for everyone else. And that's what was happening. And it's scary that Arteta couldn't see it. It's scary there was no leadership on the pitch from someone like Granit Xhaka to see it. And that shows where we are as a football club right now. And, you know, I've been saying it from before the start of the season. It's a worrying trend. I am not Arteta out because I want to see him go more than the owners. I still think there's change has to come from top to bottom. But it was so worrying that if Conte is available, go and get him. Go and get him. Just for the sake. I'm not saying I like Conte because I know he's a runner. I know he needs money. I'm just saying go and get him just to get some structure in the team. At least some structure. At the moment, there's zero structure right now. And I don't think Arteta's getting the best out of those players because I look at it, yes, it's not the best team, but surely there's a lot more to come from these players.
First, Conte is not going to Arsenal Football Club. I'm sorry. I can't see it. We both know he's a money man. and he wants to win things. And I could never see him going to Arsenal at this current moment, the state that you lot are in. I was having a discussion with one of the guys at work, and I was like, if you lot were to get rid of Arteta, who you bringing in? Because I don't think Conte's coming. I don't think Zidane's coming.
I think Conte would come. I think Conte would come. Just based on we could dress up the project bigger. Look, I know the team right now isn't performing, but I look at it and I do see quality players in certain positions, and I think it's not a massive overhaul that we need to do in terms of personnel. It's just little bits here and there, and you don't need loads of money to go get a Saul Niguez. You know, you don't need loads of money to go get certain players to improve positions. You know, you still, for some reason, we're still not playing Saliba. You know, we prefer someone like Mari. We don't, in that Xhaka role. Xhaka, for me, again, highlighted in that game, I think he was running in behind him so much. Mount was getting in behind him so much. He's in that position. It literally feels like 3 against 1 because he's clueless in defense. His positioning is so poor. In fact, I think for the second goal, it was his lack of mobility because he couldn't cut the pass out.
He couldn't cut the pass out, and then what happened is that Tierney then had to overcover because he let. I think was it Havertz that he let? No, Mount. He let Mount go.
Yeah.
He let Mount go. Yeah. So Tierney had to overcover, and then Reece James obviously got in and scored.
So that, I said, that needs covering for me, and get a thirsty striker that actually wants to play for us, and I'll be happy with that. So I honestly believe Conte is an option. Conte will go where the money is. We can still offer him good money.
This is it.
As in, not money to sign players. I'm saying money. He will go where the money is. Even if it's a short-term project, he'll go there. I'm not sure about long-term. I'm not saying it's a long-term plan. I'm not happy about it because it is selling your soul. But it's a position that we're in now because there's no one else out there.
Bro, there's Big Sam out there, bro. Big Sam is out there.
Exactly.
Bro.
Me and you're the same.
He is the man, bro. You don't need saving from relegation. He is the man.
Exactly.
Even though he lost that record last season with West Brom, they were doomed anyway. The leadership aspect. Obviously, we know there's no leadership from the board. We know there's no leadership from Arteta. But the senior players need to be held accountable as well. And the reason why I say that is that in these 2 games against Brentford and against Chelsea, I've seen Smith Rowe play well. I've seen Lokonga, who's just come into the team, play well. Tierney for the Brentford game was all right. Obviously, he didn't have the best game against Chelsea. Martinelli's just come back from the Olympics. There's one more person, I cannot remember who it is that I'm forgetting. It'll probably come to me at some point. But the young players are standing up and they are saying, I want to play for this football club and I'm going to put the work in. Whereas when you see the senior players, and when I say senior, some of them aren't old, but they're senior. Obviously you brought him up, Granit Xhaka, absolutely disgraceful. Mauri, he's played enough now to understand the role. Rob Holding.
With Murray, for me, he's just not good enough. Like that. Okay. Some players are just not good enough, like to be doing anything, and that's Murray. He's not good enough.
Rob Holding, he's played enough football now. He's played enough football now. Callum Chambers. Sorry,
was Holding that bad though against Chelsea?
As I said, I've only seen highlights, so I don't think he was to blame for anything. But wasn't that bad. He's made mistakes. You know what I mean? Like obviously the last season. So I'm saying that he's another one.
Fair enough.
Callum Chambers obviously wants to play centre back, is playing right back. I think you said it last week. If it wasn't you, it was one of the YouTube channels talking about Callum. Callum Chambers playing right back when he shouldn't be playing right back. But these are the players that need to. Oh, and Leno. These are the players that need to be held accountable as well as Arteta and the board, because they're letting those young players are drowning under these guys.
They are absolutely
drowning, and not only are they drowning because they're losing every week, but they're also outperforming them. And so it's like, I think Roy Keane said it, is that where's the guidance for these young players? Who are they looking up to? Who, when things are getting tough, who are they turning to? When things need to be, when someone needs to command on the pitch, as you said, Xhaka should have been pulling Saka back, but he wasn't. It's non-existent, and we know how important experience is for these young players. So is it a case of now, I know you said you only need a couple players in, but surely you need more out than you need in at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Players need to go. We still got 3 generations worth of players, unfortunately, in this squad. You know, Wenger, Emery, and Arteta's brought in a few. And unfortunately, when end of Wenger's era, there was bad apples. There was bad apples, and those bad apples are still there. Your Bellerins, your Xhaka, the bad apples from Emery's regime are still there. Even though he plays well, Lacazette to an extent, Oba to an extent, we don't know where his head's at. If you don't know where a player's head's at, then the team's in trouble. We don't know where Lacazette's head's at. We don't know where Oba's head's at. And I don't blame them, because they're probably looking at them team themselves. Oba was promised a lot. I don't think the board delivered in terms of signings. The mystery that's William Saliba is strange. Letting go Guendouzi, the Ozil situation, all these things are still bubbling underneath the surface. And you're right, there needs to be a full rehaul in this team, but the rehaul can't happen until the upper brass have been turfed out. So it's going to be the same old season. I'm not expecting nothing from the season, even right now, even with Oba and Laka back. I'm not expecting a lot at all, because I'm going to be adamant. Every time that we have football talk, it's going to be bored out. We need them out. We need the Cronkies out, and everyone has to get behind it. I guarantee you, because of this win, everyone's going to die down a little. It should be even louder. On the weekend, it needs to be louder. Imagine we're going to go into the Man City game, and it's probably will be 3 games, no goals, 3 losses.
It's crazy, and it's true. Before we go on to that Man City game, just one last thing, because obviously we know you want the board out and whatnot, but Arteta has been given 137 million. Obviously, I don't know what the next spend is, but that's how much he spent in this transfer window.
Yeah.
Right. He sat down with Edu and whosoever else, and has brought in players altogether costing 137 million, and yet it feels like nothing's changed. How do you spend that much money and people are still saying you're going to finish 8th? That doesn't make sense to me.
Do you know what's scary about it? Listen to the stuff that you just said. He just spent 138 million, and you're thinking on who?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! Like, who have you spent on? Aaron Ramsdale, who's been relegated twice in the last 2 seasons. He spent it on Ben White.
The seaside Senderos, bro.
You've got William Saliba, who cost 30 million and you haven't played, and you have Ben White, who's 50 million for some reason. You have Lokonga, Tavares, youngsters, 15 and 8 million. I'm not going to really count that. And then
Odegaard,
which, yes, he's
talented.
A good player, very talented. Done well last season, but it's like, really? We got Smith Rowe. Like, do we really need Odegaard, more the same player? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Odegaard, the way he plays football, reminds me of a young Ozil, but nothing that we need, nothing that we really need. So it's like, what have we really done to improve the squad? What have we done?
This is it, and this is why I was racking my brain, because when I saw this thing on Sky Sports, Arsenal spent this most money in this transfer window, I was like, when did they spend money, bruv? And then when I saw it, I was like, hold on. I was like, I had to literally go onto Google and find out who you lot bought for all that money, because I was like, Bridget, I'm sitting here and I'm like, everyone else has spent money, and I'm just like, Chelsea, obviously, I think Lukaku puts them over. Does it put them over the top? I don't know,
Who Chelsea signed? Just Lukaku and who?
Just Lukaku, isn't it? Yeah, so yeah, just Lukaku.
Yeah,
so
that's just 97 million.
yeah. Chelsea just signed Lukaku, and we're saying they're going to win the league. Man City obviously signed Captain Jack. Going to say they're going to be there or thereabouts. United expects signed Jadon Sancho and Varane.
Exactly.
And it's obviously like in terms of the money that's spent. Obviously, it's only a couple of players. But then when you look at Arsenal and you're like, all right, you bought 5 players.
I think that's terrifying.
But it's scary, fam.
Exactly. Like, what kind of management? Okay, I don't think this kind of nonsense goes on at even United. And United have poor owners.
It did.
Like, no. You guys signed players. Okay, so let's say back in Van Gaal's time, you guys sign players where you're like, those guys might improve the team. You know, your Di Maria's, Schweinsteiger, Falcao, Memphis. You're looking and you're thinking, yeah, on paper, those guys might improve. It didn't work out that way. You look at Mourinho's time. His first year, he bought Zlatan, Pogba, change. Second year, bought Lukaku, Mkhitaryan, can't remember who else off the top of my head. Even in his last year, when he didn't even spend a lot, he bought, what's his name? He bought Fred and someone else. But you're thinking Fred, every year. Yeah, in his last year when he didn't get enough money. He had Fred and was it Lindelof or Bailly he bought? No, he didn't.
No, he bought Lindelof and Bailly came in.
He bought Fred. I know he bought Dalot and there was somebody else. Yeah. I can't remember who. But you're thinking Fred. At that time, I was thinking, Fred could definitely improve.
No, he's supposed to go Man City.
Yeah, exactly. So Man City wanted him. You just look at us and you just, none of those players are outwardly thinking, you're going to improve Arsenal. Odegaard doesn't really improve us because we've got Smith Rowe, same as. Lukonga is good, but he's a youngster. No one's really looking at him to improve us. Tavares is a backup to Tierney. Ramsdale is a backup at 30 minutes. Bro, you can see it for yourself.
I mean, it's looking peak for Arsenal right now, but we'll see what happens. I mean, up next, it's off to the Etihad.
The joke is for me, this game is easier than Chelsea. That's a joke for me. It's easier than Chelsea because they still don't have a striker.
They just put 5 past Norwich.
I like you. I'm going to put 5 past Norwich.
If they look like they went down. And they're just going to play the same. They're just going to play the same way. So but obviously still no striker. We'll get onto that saga. But off to the Etihad next, where the record is terrible. Obviously, they've got no striker. I don't think KDB is going to be fit. What's the expectations?
Again, I'm expecting. The only thing I'm hoping is that we score a goal. That's it. So I
don't care if they put 5, as long as we can put
I don't
one.
even care, I don't. I honestly, it's got to that stage where you don't even care. I just want to see a goal. So our goal of the season isn't freaking something from the goal of the month from the training.
Man said he doesn't want goal of the month coming on someone's camera phone, bruv, in a training session.
I'm telling you, like, just score a goal. That should be the aim. It needs to. Because I said, going forward is the main concern because I just see no plan. You see the way United, Chelsea, City, Liverpool all have a plan going forward. When their players get the ball, there's a split second where the pass, where that person's going to be. Or at least someone's going to attempt to play a pass. With us, it goes to Pepe, he cuts back, he looks up, nothing's going on. It goes to Smith Rowe. He does a very good dribble. He looks up. Nothing's going on. It goes out wide to Saka. He does something. Nothing's going on. There's just zero plans right now. So I just want to go.
Oh, dear. It's sad times, people. When Arsenal fans, all they want is a goal. They don't even care about the result. No. It's just getting a goal. But obviously, it's a big game on the weekend. One of 2 big games on the weekend. So we'll see what happens there. I want to move on because we got to speak about obviously, what Man City and them not having a striker, it looks like they're not going to have one because earlier today, well, people, when this goes out, it will be Friday. But but earlier today, Sugarcane's come out and he said that he was happy with the reception he got from the Spurs fans and that he's staying at Tottenham Hotspur and blah, 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 whole bunch of fuckeries, bro. Like basically trying to make it look like he's committed and he was never thinking. Regin, Daniel Levy told you, I am the Saddam Hussein of this shit, bruv. I run Tottenham Hotspur, yeah. You don't dictate what you do when you signed your life away with that 6-year deal, yeah, and you still got 3 years left. I tell you what to do. So Daniel Levy, obviously, because, bruv, Daniel Levy is the worst. Yeah. He's the worst of the worst. So you could have a gentleman's agreement. You can have, I don't know, you can have a prenuptial agreement. Any of those things, bruv. If it's not in ink, it don't mean nothing when it comes to Daniel Levy. Yeah. Obviously, Tottenham Hotspur fans are delighted, but for Sugarcane, bruv, he's finished. He's finished.
Look, I don't care in terms of not the fact that he's Tottenham, nothing to do with that. Because regardless of what, I love football. I love to see players achieve great things. But in terms of him, I don't care because he signed that contract. He allowed his agent to agree something that stupid. 6-year deal when you're 24. I'm sorry.
No clauses.
That's his fault. No clauses. No. And like any other team, yes. Any other team, yes. Even Arsenal, yes. But a team like Tottenham, who are world-renowned butlers, not even Premier League, even people in Italy know it. Italy, they, Chiellini. He'll tell you about Tottenham. Everybody knows. They lost to who? Paco Ferreira. I thought it was a single person. Paco Ferreira. I thought that.
Bruv, they lost to Paco Ferreira Rocher, bruv. I don't even, bruv. I was like, since when can they play chocolates, bruv? Like, is this how deep it's getting? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I thought these guys were like some underground, like sort of cult, bruv, that just decided they were to play because obviously you know that conference league, bruv, and I have to be going to like some war-torn like Uzbekistan or something to go and play football. Like,
wait, I swear, was it a playoff? Can they go out?
Yeah. The second leg is tomorrow.
Oh, it's an actual playoff.
Yeah. So they could actually go out to, even though they won't, but they could actually go out to this team.
Paco Ferreira. Man, that sounds like some gangster. That sounds like some. But that's what I'm saying. You do not commit your life to a club like Tottenham, and he did so. And unfortunately, I've got no sympathy for him. I've got none.
Neither do I. And the reason being is that look. We understand when you signed it. Poch was there. Everything was going well. Obviously, it wasn't just him. Son signed a new deal. Dele Alli signed a new deal. They were all committing. But you knew at the time, because you were hot stuff at the time. So you knew at some point you'd want to leave. So what you do, even if you sign a 6-year deal, you put a clause in your contract basically saying, if we don't achieve such and such for whatever time, I get to go and speak to, or someone triggers this or something. Yeah. Even Luis Suarez had it back in the day. You lot tried to bid 60 million on £1, bro. But you didn't. You're an idiot. Your agent is an idiot, and this is why you're in shit now, bro. Like, you imagine you patterned the whole thing. So you went on Sky Sports. Had the interview with Gary Neville, chatting shit. Then you went on holiday, was supposed to report back for training. You didn't, you decided to go somewhere else. And then you went back and said you're having showdown talks with Daniel Levy when you still got 3 years left. Are you all right?
Showdown talks with Levy,
showdown talks, Daniel Levy probably just said to you, what do you want? What do you want? What? Brethren, you got a 3-year deal. Unless someone gives me my 200 million, your ass is sitting here, bruv. Like, bruv, Daniel Levy is the slave master, bruv. And you are the slave. This is what you're doing. He's cracking the whip. You got 3 years left. You don't need to do nothing. Even this season, you're saying you're committing. You still got 2 years left after. So you're still not going to be able to do anything. Exactly. Bro, he's finished. By the time you're ready to leave, he's going to be 30. And with the injury, remember, he picks up the same ankle injury that's around the same time every season. And it's only going to get worse. He's done, bro. He might as well retire. He might as well retire now. Just retire because he's not going nowhere.
Trophyless as well.
Bro, trophyless now. What you remember is as well, right, is that Pep and City won't want to, bro, no one wants to deal with Levy. They won't want to do this again, A. B, we're going to get onto this, man. There's a certain man at PSG that can go on a free at the end of the season, right? C, Haaland, his clause in his contract, right? That goes down to 75 million euros or whatever. Yeah. And then you've got the likes of Lewandowski saying he wants a new challenge at Bayern Munich. I know he's 33? 33?
Yeah, 33.
Yeah, he's 33, but he's still world class. Lautaro Martinez, who's at Inter, will probably stay one more season, then he's going to want to leave. Bruv, Harry Kane is finishing at Tottenham, bruv. Like, there's going to be a lot easier things to negotiate next season, which is why it was so crucial for him to force it through. But you know who's going to be stupid enough to go in for him next season? United. How much do you want to bet?
I don't think United are even gonna. United hate dealing with Levy. They've got bad memories of dealing with Levy.
No, Levy, bro. That guy's a scumbag. But I have to respect him still. Yeah, you have to respect him because the man, like Sugarcane, tried to do this. I'm the almighty. I'm doing this. I'm England's poster boy. Yeah. Harry Kane didn't realize England's shit don't run in Tottenham's world when it comes to Levy, bruv. It doesn't. So he's screwed now, bruv. Man, man's going trophyless. Man's claim to fame is gonna be, I was the top scorer all time.
That's mad. That's mad. At least Alan Shearer has that Premier League. At least he's got that Premier League, you know.
Bruv, even Jermaine Defoe got an FA Cup with Portsmouth, bruv.
Oh man.
Oh dear, but Sugarcane's screwed, bruv. But we'll see what happens, innit? We'll see how he performs this season and go into next season, and we'll see what happens with him. But the big news, right? The man in my picture, Mr. Mbappe. Real Madrid put out 137 million pound bid in. Mbappe's in his last year of his contract. PSG have rejected it, said nope, not interested. We're keeping him. First of all, truth, where did Real Madrid get this money from all of a sudden? Because as far as I'm concerned, they got like 400-500 million pound debt, right? They were having to sell players to try and facilitate this. They are still pushing for the Super League. So where did 137 million just find itself come from?
Boy, that monarchy money just comes in handy. They found it underneath their mattress or something. But they've done what? Varane 40 million, Odegaard 30 million, Ramos on a free, so that's loads of wages off. It still doesn't get close to the money. There's a lot of stuff about this deal I don't understand. He's not signing a new contract. He made that clear. So that means he's available to negotiate with teams in January, which is only a few months. Leonardo, the PSG chairman,
I think he's chairman. Yeah,
he came out and said something.
Sporting director. Is he a sporting director? Yeah.
He came out and said that Mbappe promised PSG he won't leave on the free. As we all know, if it's 9 ink, it's gonna sink. If it's 9 ink, it doesn't matter. So I don't get what that means, saying, oh, he's promised them he's not gonna leave on a free. Because if he said that to them, then PSG, you have to accept. Can't be turning down 137 saying you want more for a guy who's in his last year of contract and he's not gonna sign. Like, I get it.
Well, apparently, what it is that because how much did PSG
165.
165? Apparently, what I've heard is that they still owe Monaco money for this deal.
Yeah.
And they need Real Madrid to put in more than what they paid for him, so it makes sense. That's why they haven't accepted to bid. And then anything they get, Monaco get like, I think it's like 30 million off it or something like that.
So it's like you know when you're younger and you're playing Monopoly and you don't know the rules and you just hand it out. That's what these clubs feel like they're playing. You know, they use what, cryptocurrency to fund some of Messi's move. PSG, it's just all a joke right now.
Man said cryptocurrency, you know.
They use cryptocurrency to cover some of this thing. It's mad. It just doesn't make sense in terms of football, what is going on. Where is all this money circulating, going, coming from? How can clubs live in debt? I told you, we all owe Arsene Wenger an apology because he said all this. The deal doesn't make sense. The deal for Real Madrid to come out and offer money, like, why would they? Like, I don't get it. He says he wants to go to Madrid. He says he wants to go to Madrid. So even if it is a bidding war at the end of the season, his eyes are on Madrid. So I don't get it. Do you have an idea?
I think from PSG's perspective, there's two things I think they're banking on. I think him playing with Messi is the first thing. And if they clean up and win the Champions League, I think what they're basically hoping for is that him playing with Messi and Neymar and winning the Champions League will make him want to sign a new deal at the club. And then what will happen is that once he puts pen to paper, they will then put in like a £250 million release clause and say to Real Madrid, you can have him as long as you match this price. I think that's what PSG are thinking. It's not going to happen, but I think that's what they're thinking. I think this is what they're banking on. Because for me, this guy, and I know he's young, he's only 22, but my whole thing is he's in his final deal. He said he's not signing. He don't want nothing else to do with you. He's been in France for long enough. His dream is to go to Real Madrid, right? You've been offered 137 million for a guy that can go for a free next season. This just says to me that you lot don't need no money. You don't. You couldn't care less. You're more interested in keeping him because you want to throw the kitchen sink at getting the Champions League. Money isn't an issue, especially with FFP now relaxed. Money is an issue. I think had financial fair play still been involved, a lot of these deals that have been going on right now still would have been done. But I don't think Real Madrid would have been able to stump up this imaginary money, bruv, from the Bank of Spain. And even if they did, I think if FFP was involved, I don't think PSG could say no based on all the deals that they've done prior, because they'd have to try and facilitate that. Fam, I don't know.
I've got a theory though, and this is what I read in terms of Sky Sports when they mentioned about Ronaldo and how there's a little merry-go-round involving all of them. So I believe that bid has come because maybe there's agents talking and they're saying, look, make a bid so PSG can go and get Ronaldo, because PSG cannot spend no money on Ronaldo. Ronaldo wants to go this year. Juve, they do not want to lose Ronaldo for nothing next year. They spent 90 million on him and they are losing how much in terms of wages? And they literally can't afford to keep Ronaldo. Keeping him this year is brutal, but in a catch-22. So they want to move him on as quick as possible. They can only move him on if PSG actually bid for him, but PSG cannot bid, can't spend no money towards Ronaldo, like zero. Like they can't even pay like 20 million for him. So that's where I feel the bid has come from. I think there's a merry-go-round talking. I think there's loads of agents talking to one another, and I think that's where we're at. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. So, yeah, it's chaos
But
right
it's
now.
crazy. I think the side man in what you said about CR7 is Manchester City is still on the table.
Yeah.
Manchester City is still on the table.
How much they're still on the table, though?
Because, well, I'm hearing that City, the hierarchy, are interested in it for a couple of reasons. One, to sort out their striker situation. And two, you get CR7, the commercial aspect of it, the shirt sales, and it puts their brand even bigger globally.
It's true.
But their problem is Pep doesn't want him because he's not going to do what Pep wants him to do. And we saw what happened with Pep and Aguero. We saw what happened with Pep and Zlatan when people don't do what he wants them to do. So I think this is where the issue is with CR7, or else I think Man City would be a lot more involved.
CR7 wouldn't go though. Even though he's just not that type of player to go. Like he wouldn't go play for Barcelona. He wouldn't go play for United. Play for City, having played for United. So I just think that's no go automatically.
I would say that. Oh, trust me, I told you. If he does, he'll never make it. he'll never make it. If he was to ever go to the blue side of Manchester, never in your life. And that's not coming from me, bruv. He's got to deal with the United fans that actually live in Manchester. So, yeah, you get me? It wouldn't happen. But, bruv, all these things going on, and it's just, bruv, it's like football's just crazy right now. In terms of transfers. But we'll watch this space and see what happens. We'll see where Mbappe ends up.
Literally, no one knows what's going to happen to the end of the season.
Exactly. But everyone's waiting until, like, bro, a lot of these teams are waiting until September 1st, bro, when the transfer window closes.
It's true.
So they know what's going on. Finally, before we go to the predictions, I did say there was another big game for the weekend, and that is Liverpool and Chelsea, both with 100% records. Both with clean sheets. Am I right in saying that? Both with clean sheets. Going into this game, it is being touted Van Dijk versus Lukaku. Who's at home? Liverpool?
No,
Chelsea.
Off the top of my head, I'm saying Chelsea. Let me check my predictions.
But yeah, it's being touted as Lukaku versus Chelsea. Massive game. Obviously, top of the table.
Liverpool at home. Sorry, Liverpool at home.
Oh, Liverpool at home. Yeah. In terms of that clash, this is where shit gets real for Lukaku, and this is where we see if this injury's had any effect on Van Dijk or not, right? Because that stuff that Lukaku was doing against Arsenal isn't going to work against Van Dijk. It's not. So will we see, because you've been his biggest cheerleader since he's come back to the Prem, will we see Lukaku do what he did against Arsenal as Aubameyang scores a hat-trick? Or will we see same old Mark Henry, a.k.a. the fat man, a.k.a. I haven't got a touch, in Lukaku when he comes up against Big Verge?
Look, it's gonna be a good match. I'm looking forward to it. Just on a side note, I think for the first time since the 2008, 9, 10, 11s, we have a big four in terms of United, City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. It's exciting for me because it feels good having a big four. Because when you get Sunday, big four. When it gets to Super Sunday, I hope they do Grand Slam Sunday again. Remember when they used to come on?
Yeah, that was good. I remember, that was the one.
Sundays, exactly. It's good having a big four, and I think those four teams are far and away your top four. I think everyone else is just too inconsistent or just not good enough. Your Leicester's, West Ham, Tottenham's not good enough to get into that big four. So I'm glad that's there. And this is a big four clash. In terms of Lukaku versus Van Dijk, it's a test for both of them. It's going to be a baptism for both of them. Lukaku is playing physical. He's got a point to prove. He's looking sharper. The ball is sticking when it's gone into him. He's physical. But Van Dijk's smart. Van Dijk's not an idiot. He's not your Maguire who has to rely on a physical battle. He knows when to go in and when not to go in. He knows if he's got the ball, he's not going to dive in. He's not going to get drawn into a physical battle. So the question is Lukaku smart? Can he exploit Matip? Can he exploit pulling up wide? Can
we respect Joel Matip, please? Because I feel like he doesn't.
No, Joel Matip is good, but Joel Matip,
yeah,
you're going to target him more than you target Van Dijk.
Yeah, he's not Van Dijk.
Van Dijk's not going to lose an aerial battle with Lukaku. It'll probably go even. I don't even see him losing a physical battle. So I think at the moment it's going to be immovable force, irresistible object because immovable object, irresistible force, because I just think they're just going to cancel each other out. It's a game that I can't predict right now because both teams. Difficult. I think Liverpool play good football to counteract Chelsea. I think you need to have the same amount of energy as Chelsea to do well against them. How do Chelsea's defense hold up against Salah, Mane, and Jota running wild? Because that is a good challenge for their defense. I think pace can trouble that Chelsea defense. They do lack quite a bit of pace when you look at, Rudiger. Rudiger's okay, but he's not lightning quick. Azpilicueta and Christensen. So they've got stuff there to really exploit Chelsea. So yeah, for me, I don't think it's going to come down to Lukaku versus Van Dijk. I think they're going to cancel each other out. It's going to come down to everyone else, to be honest. It's going to come down to the team performance as a whole.
100%. Obviously, this guy has been praised, he's been playing against Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Juventus all at one time. And that is Mr. Trent Alexander, aka Mr. I don't know how to defend. Would you play Pulisic?
He's not fit. I don't think he's going to be.
Is he not fit?
Yeah.
Is he not fit? I know Ziyech is out. But that's a problem, man.
I would play Hudson-Odoi. I would play. You know what? I would actually play Timo.
Yeah. But Timo's not skillful enough to exploit him.
Doesn't need skill. Do you not see what Adama Traore did to this guy?
Oh yeah, it's true.
You don't need much for Trent. You literally don't need much. And remember when Barnes was at him as well? You just need to run at him and just cut in and just have him on the defense, and Liverpool lose a lot going forward. And they are shaky at the back because you could just exploit this guy. You could exploit him.
Bro, I keep telling people, bro, because you can see how they're all wanking in socks over him because he put 2 crosses in, and all of a sudden, he's back to his best. He needed that rest.
I've got the vision of prime Xavi and Iniesta.
He had the rest. He needed time to rest. He's back rejuvenated. Blah 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 blah. Just chatting shit about this guy, bro. As soon as he has to defend again, it's open season, fam.
Exactly.
He's lucky that Pulisic and Ziyech aren't fit.
Yeah.
He's lucky. Or else, listen, it'll be nuts. But the reason why I could see Timo Werner playing is strictly for that reason.
Yeah.
Just because it's Trent. I think. But then, who do you drop? Because they're not going to drop Mount, so it'll probably be Havertz that gets dropped.
Yeah, Havertz will probably get. I haven't been impressed with Mount, to be honest. I think he's got a little bit of a hangover from the long season he had last year and with England. He's been doing a lot of running. I know he's just doing too much running for me. He's not being effective enough. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, for me, I drop Havertz. I don't think Havertz is having the best go of it because I think he got so used to the false 9, having to play now off Lukaku. Hasn't quite clicked yet. I think it will.
Well, there's plenty of time.
It's good enough. Yeah, I think it will, because Havertz is good enough to definitely learn how to play off another striker. But he just has to get used to it. So yeah, like they're interchangeable, man. The way this Chelsea team play, I'm impressed with what Tuchel is actually doing more this season, because I like the football Chelsea are actually playing. They've got the balance perfectly. They're not overly defensive. As much as people, they're good in defense, but they're not overly defensive. When they go forward, everyone goes forward, which I do enjoy watching. So no, kudos to them, kudos to Tuchel.
And this is the thing, Tuchel versus Klopp. Two, obviously they're both German. Both come up around. I think Klopp's a little bit older, but obviously Tuchel came in after Klopp at Dortmund, so they know each other really well. So I think the tactical battle is going to be very interesting as well. The sideline's going to be as interesting of what goes on the pitch in terms of the tweaks and stuff, because they're two very good managers. Two very good managers, and I just, because we might see like some changes and whatnot, because you also got to think about the midfield battle, because if there's a team that can match the work rate of Kante, it is the three midfielders that Liverpool have in Fabinho, Keita, and the Donkey. Those three can match Kante, and would it only be in Kante and Jorginho, which is why I do think he might change it and play Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho, and play a 5-3-2 formation just to match the energy of Fabinho, Keita, and the Donkey in that midfield.
You know, I'm just talking about it actually making me excited, because I'm just interested to see. I'm glad top quality football is back, and we're starting to witness, you know, real managers going at it, tactical battles, and that's what I love about football. I missed it last year. I think last year was a freak year where the football was awful, but we're slowly getting some of that back. So
that's good. And obviously with the fans back as well at Anfield,
exactly, that's going to be electric. Yeah, it's going to be
mad. So we'll watch this space, people. As we move on to the predictions for this weekend. And then this big game will be part of it. But truth?
Unfortunately, Mr. KA won with a canter last week. He got 2 perfect results. I don't want to go too much in depth today. He got lucky. You know, we don't like it.
No, he just picks numbers out of a hat, bro.
I'm telling you, the slander is real. Okay, when you come back, I hope you see this. No ratings. You get 1, that's it. So let's hop into this week, shall we? It's going to be me and TJ. Man with the early kickoff.
Oh, yeah, you lot got the early kickoff.
Always making me be depressed on the first game. Freaking hell, ruining my entire week. Man City, Arsenal. I'll let you take this one. You're just thinking how much?
2-1 City.
Why? Because they got no striker.
Yeah. Actually, no. Wait. 3-1. 3-1 City. 3-1 City. I think you lot will score, because Aubameyang's got a hat trick now.
You know what? Let's be positive.
Man say he's gonna say draw, blood.
No, I can't see it. Sorry. I try to gain some error of positivity, but I can't do it because our record at City is woeful. 3-0 City. 3-0. I don't see us scoring because Arteta don't have a plan. The next game is. No, I'm not going to do one just because it's Crystal Palace, even though West Ham are playing really decently. Let's go. Oh, the next one is Liverpool-Chelsea. Okay, Liverpool-Chelsea. I'll take that one. I'm going to go 1-1. I want to go 1-0 Chelsea, though. I'm going to go 1-0 Chelsea. 0-1. I think 1-1. I could just see it being 1-1. I'm going 0-1 Chelsea.
2-2.
2-2. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring. I think it's going to be tight. KG.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Both teams are not going to want to lose it, Eddie. 1-1. Why do I feel 1-0 Chelsea? 1-0 Chelsea. Nah, let's go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. 1-1, yeah. Next game, Tottenham Watford.
Who's at home?
Tottenham.
Two 2-0 Tottenham.
2-0 Tottenham. Ooh. I'm actually going to go 2-2. I think Tottenham have been so lucky the last two
Yeah,
games.
they got lucky against Wolves, to be fair.
Yeah. I like the way Watford have been playing. I like the way they've been brave. This one's a tough one just because I don't know how you guys are relying more on Adama Traore missing chances than you guys playing well. Let's have a little talk about United. They drew last game. What was your thoughts on the performance?
Typical Ollie, innit?
This guy's blaming Ole. I blame Labille.
Man can't
He
even
should
say that
have
with a
won.
straight face.
He should have won that game for United single-hand. These are the type of games that you need Pogba to step up in. Yeah.
Man said he wants Pogba to do
Defend,
everything.
yes, defend, assist, and score, and get in goal. That's what he was brought in for. Even though it was Bruno Fernandes that got mugged off the ball, but still.
Bruv, listen, it's just typical Ole, bruv. Like, it is what it is. I wasn't surprised. Because
it was
we
funny.
don't really...
You just say 1-1.
Yeah, I know. Because I know. I just know.
Oh my days.
It's typical United, man. Like, there's nothing else I can say. I was like, as I said, until this man is gone, these are the things that are going to continue to happen. No excuses this season either. So he's got to pull his finger out, mate, and sort it out. I ain't getting onto him just yet. I'm just saying typical Ole for now, bruv.
My prediction, I'm gonna go. I'm going 1-0 Wolves. Only because I want to see that record broken. Because you guys tied our record for the most away games without defeat. So
Are we away?
Yeah. Wolves United.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. We're away. All right then.
Yeah. That's yours.
1-1.
You're sticking to that this time, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sticking to it. 1-1.
That's it, because two of the ties are playing one another. Let me see
who's Leicester playing?
Leicester, they got smoked by West Ham. I'm unsure about Leicester, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
To be fair, that sending off did change the game, though.
I honestly felt that West Ham were gonna win, right, regardless of the sending off. There's something about the way they were playing. I didn't have much faith in Leicester that game.
West Ham looked fluid though, but
yeah.
I think the sending off changed the game. Who Leicester playing?
They got Norwich away.
Oh no, that's not important.
No,
what other games are there?
Rest of the games is Burnley, Leeds, Aston Villa, Brentford, West Ham, Palace, Newcastle, Southampton. It just feels like a bunch of like normal games.
Bunch of games for no reason.
They're so normal game. I'm trying to think, is there any other cheeky one that we could do? Let's do.
Who's Everton playing?
Brighton away.
Oh no, actually, to be fair, Brighton are undefeated, bro. And Everton.
You know what? Brighton are 100% in it. Let's do Brighton.
Yeah. Let's do Brighton, Everton.
Let's do Brighton because I think West Ham Palace is dead. Because Palace are just a dead side to watch.
Vieira's not doing the job, bro.
Yeah, they're the same dead team to watch. Brighton, Palace, Brighton at home. Brighton, Everton. You go for that one.
2-1 Brighton.
Ooh. Really? 2-1. 2-1. I like Brighton. I'm impressed with the way they play football, to be honest.
No,
I like
I just, there's a side that just doesn't deserve to be in the Premier League.
They do.
I'll just go back to the seaside, bro. Like, that's what you need to do. Let's go back to the sea. It's candy floss and arcades. That's what they're here for, bro. Not Premier League football.
Nah, man, they gotta give them respect. You gotta respect them.
Nah, I like. What's his name?
Graham Potter.
Graham Potter, and the way he's got them playing football.
Yeah,
I like it, but bro, like, there's too many times where I want Brighton to go down and they won't go.
It's true. Like, I want to sign their players, Basuma, Lamptey.
Lamptey. I'm telling you. But that's it, people. That is it from us. That's another episode done. Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know about Arsenal and the 137 million that has been spent. Where do you think they're going to finish? Let us know. Is it Carabao Cup or bust for Arteta now after being 6-0 up?
Yes.
Against West Brom. Let us know what you think about Sugarcane. Did he really try and think that he was the Don and force his way out? Is he finished now? Is he stuck at Tottenham for the rest of his career? Let us know what you think about the two big games, Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool, Chelsea. Put your predictions in the comment section and let us know your thoughts. And also, let us know about what you think about the Mbappe, Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo, PSG, Man City. All them sagas rolled into one. We want to hear from you. We heard from you in the last one. Let's hear from you in this one. And put it in there. And as usual, before we leave, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Share. Get it out there. I want to say thank you to my guy, The Truth. Thank you very much, sir.
That's fair, man.
People, Fight Talk is coming back. Because we missed the boxing. We missed the Pacquiao fight. We haven't done that, but unfortunately it's a Mrs. birthday, so I couldn't jump on for that one. So Fight Talk will be back. We're gonna have a transfer window special for you as well. I'm trying to think what else is there, and obviously just more Premier League football because that's what it's gonna be.
We got a break soon though because of the flipping international.
Yes, the international break. During the international break, people. Well, when does the US Open start?
September, next month. Yeah, next month. About 2 weeks.
We might do a preview for the US Open. We'll probably get.
But there's so much people missing though, so it's not even on.
Yeah, but Djokovic is because Djokovic is going for that.
We'd only do it if he's able to get the Grand Slam because.
Yeah, we'll do it if we get to get the Grand Slam. So we're gonna think of something to do, people. Yeah. We'll go starting to pass the time because no one cares about the international break.
Exactly.
And no one really cares. And flipping Andorra. But people, stay safe out there. And we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.